Go ahead. Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing today? I can't see. I see a lot of people in the back. Can we please settle down? Okay. Before we start, we've just heard a tragic news of the plane crash in Ahmedabad. This is a really tragic incident, and our thoughts are with the passengers and their loved ones. And we hope for their safety, and we wish strength to their family members, uh, who are going through this tough time. With that being said, we'll take a minute and then we'll start with the Krutrim event. Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to all of you once again. We'd like to begin with the launch of Krutrim's Kruti, which is India's first AI agentic assistant. Uh, Before we start with the launch, I would like to invite Navendu, who is the head of business, to give you an overview, and then we'll start with the launch event.
Hi everyone. Thanks Abhishek. I welcome everyone after a little long time and thank you for coming today for this event. We are very excited about Krutrim's journey and today before we start I would like to first of all give a little update on what we have been doing. As you know that Krutrim's vision is to build India's AI, it's India's own AI, right? And that means we have gone through a very different approach from any other company. We are building a full stack approach in which we are building our own silicon, we are building our own cloud, and we have a big roadmap on AI, right? So in all the events, we have been telling you a lot about that, but today's focus mostly will be on Kruti, but still I would like to tell a little bit update on that. On silicon side, we have been making good progress and we are working on our own chip, which we have spoken about, a Bodhi chip. And in coming months, you will hear more about it. We have been working on our own cloud also. Cloud, we are building our own infrastructure and we are building our own stack in which we are making good progress. You will be hearing again more news about the capabilities, about the hardwares and infrastructure we are building. And today, though you have always heard about AI, we have been building our own foundation models. Today, we are talking about a journey of our own application, right? So with our own models, which we have released in 2023, 24, we even spoke about AI labs. But we have always shown you a smaller application which was launched around a year back, which in a form of Krutrim chatbot. But today we are taking a totally different approach of making it in a form of agents. So let me welcome our head of product, Suneet Singh. Suneet.
Okay, one second, guys. This is not working. Hello, hello. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah. Hey, hey guys, hi. Thanks, Navindu.
Yeah, so Suneet don't like to call himself head of product, but more of head of AI design and
AI
product.
UX.
AI UX, right?
Yeah.
So Suneet, and then I will also welcome our head of AI, Chandra, on the stage. So both will talk about what we mean by our agentic platform and what technology goes behind it. So I will leave the stage to them. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Navindu. Hey guys, welcome to the Ola campus and thanks for making it on a Thursday afternoon. I'm super excited to tell you about what we've been building for the last 1 year. So let me start telling you a little bit about what we've been building. Um, so yeah, that's Kruti, India's first AI assistant, just like Navendu said. Um, just a little recap, right? We launched our first AI chatbot about a year ago, Krutrim 1. And of course, it was early days. Models had its limitations. But over the past 1 year, we've been basically learning, listening to our users, and I'm super, super excited to bring to you and actually unveil Kruti, which is a Gen 2 AI assistant. It has actually, fundamentally, we've built everything grounds up. There is a lot to unpack. But before that, let me actually tell you a little bit about our new identity, actually. Kruti is just not a name, a new name. Kruti is not just something that just stems from our mothership, Krutrim. It's got a lot of deep meaning to it. If you look at Indian wisdom, Kruti is basically when intelligence, creation, art, and knowledge come together. That is basically what Kruti means. Now, how apt would a name for an AI assistant be, right? And not to forget that Kruti is also a very, very popular Indian name, and it just fit perfectly for us because it makes the product that much more human. And so I'll like to sort of now touch upon the symbol of Kruti itself, right? So in a fairly monotonous black and white world of AI, we decided to actually sprinkle a little bit of color, number one. So we have, the gulal for you. And our logo essentially is a derivation of the lotus, which again in many cultures is about beauty, it's about emergence and things like that. So I think we are extremely proud of the logo. We have our head of design, Jekin, here, who's basically, his team has built it. Maybe you should just come over. So that's Jekin Gala. His team has basically designed this logo, and we are extremely proud of it. Also, not to mention that we have a sparkle of magic, which is also commonly used for AI in many places. So yeah, thanks, Jekin. Okay, so let me actually talk about some of the product principles, right? I'm sure all of you are heavy users of AI, right? And before you get an output, every user has to think about, okay, which is the model that I should use? Should I have web search on or not? Things like that, right? What we wanted to do is we wanted to get rid of all this friction. We wanted users to come into Kruti, ask a question, and Kruti should basically understand the intent and execute the task, right? So no matter what language you speak in, no matter, even if you have grammatical errors in your statement, Kruti will understand the intent, it will pick the right tools, it will pick the right agents, and get the job done. I think that's one of the fundamental things. Of course, not to mention that, we support, it's completely multimodal, so text, image, voice, files, everything gets analyzed for you. So yeah, that's, I think obviously from a product perspective, our number one goal was how do we reduce that cognitive load from users completely and just let them feel and have a completely natural interaction with Kriti. So that's a little bit. Now I wanted to actually, I'm obviously, I'm very eager to show you some of the stuff that we've been building. And the first thing I wanted to talk about and also actually show you is, how Kruti does an amazing job of answering your questions. I mentioned that, we do not get into we don't ask anyone to pick a model, pick a mode, things like that. But having said that, there are some, specific use cases in which, we have to, search the web, get a lot of information and then summarize it. So let me actually give you a first quick demo of one of the superpowers of Kruti. Yeah, that's basically that's in-depth research for you, and that guy just got a promotion. Okay, moving on. Yeah, I mean, this is my favorite part. You know, when we were using AI products, we were using Krutrim 1, we said, why restrict ourselves to just getting answers, to just getting reports, to just use AI for brainstorming? Why not like AI become a more integral part of our lives? And that's where we basically came up with the idea of basically introducing agents. Guys, this is super exciting for us because one, we've successfully been able to bring in some of the more frequent use cases into Kruti. Obviously, everyone needs to travel. Everyone orders food to their workspace or basically at their home, and bill payments are something that basically people do on a regular basis, at least monthly. So we picked these 3 use cases as a starting point, but this is just sort of a testing ground actually for us. And I think we're going to basically, we want to bring in a lot more use cases here. But before that, I also wanted to actually stress on one thing, which is unique about what we are doing here. If you see most of the AI assistants in the market, they have agents, but the agents are basically restricted to their work, to professional work or enterprise use cases. So you can connect, your Google Drive, you can connect your GitHub, you can connect, Office 365, things like that. And you are limited to 3 things. One is information retrieval, summarization, and insights. That's the extent of what agents can do today. I don't think anyone has basically attempted to basically build consumer use cases within an AI agent. So that's basically, I think this is, I can safely say, like, we are probably the first people to actually introduce consumer-grade agents in an assistant. So I'm going to walk you through some of these. The first one is the cab agent. Now, I'm completely addicted to this. Usually what ends up happening is, you're in office, you have that last email to send, and then, you forget to basically like book a cab in time, so you come down to the, come down, and then you have to wait for a cab. So with just a, simple switch of a window, I can ask Kruti to basically book my cab, and within few minutes, the cab is basically come. Let me actually show you a demo.
Kruti, India's first AI assistant.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, make sure that, when you're heading out from this, this event, make sure you're booking a cab on Kruti. Yeah. Food order agent. Wow. Now, I'm a creature of habit. So I just love eating the same thing again and again. And this has just sorted my life out because basically, I have, I love the salad from Paris Panini, and, I like to have a Diet Coke along with it. So you just get me a salad from Paris Panini, 1 Diet Coke. It's like basically placing an order to a waiter or, like, and, your food is hazir, right? So let me show you a demo. Awesome, right? Just one line and you get your food. Yeah, of course, we didn't show you the voice activated, but like, I've been using it like on voice and it's quite amazing. Yeah, so next time you're basically ordering food for your family, all you need to say is 3 pizzas, 3 lime sodas, whatever, and you're basically like sorted. Okay, moving on. The next agent, which I love the most, which is the image creator. But, an image is worth 1,000 words, so I'll let the video do the talking.
सपनों की खिड़की मलेगड मूडपणी मोमोज
मांडीचे बेबी केरळच्या बॅकवॉटरमध्ये आराम करत आहे एक क्यूट कुत्रो ट्युलिप फुलो સાથે
Yeah. Actually, that last use case was interesting. You sometimes land up going into a restaurant and then you see the table next to you and you like what they're eating. And then you ask the waiter, "Ye kya kha rahe hai?" I also want the same thing. So one of our teammates in the office basically put up a picture of some dish and told Krutri to order it. So yeah, that's the power of basically, image analysis plus Kruti as an agent. So yeah, moving on. Yeah, this is, I'm going to basically ask Chandra to come in next to give you a sense of, what goes under the hood. But again, calling out the design team for, creating and designing such a beautiful app. There are a lot of details that have gone in to the product. You can see some of the design nuances over here. It's not been easy, to get like the UI perfected, pixel perfected. So yeah, I mean, just wanted to actually give you a good sort of like peek into all the different details. And now I shall bring Chandra over to talk about the tech. Guys, thank you.
Thanks, Suneet. So Suneet walked us over what Kruti is. I will now talk about what actually is powering Kruti. Kruti is built for Bharat. That means it has to be multimodal, it has to be multilingual, it has to understand nuances, linguistic nuances, it has to understand accents, it has to understand what people are saying across modalities. So for example, if I'm a user, if I want to take a picture and I want to provide a voice input, it should all do that. And that's what Kruti does. And to do that, what we've done is we have integrated a variety of models to make this happen. Currently, it supports 11 plus languages. On multimodal side, it can understand all kinds of a variety of Indian images or India relevant images and beyond, such as I can provide an Aadhaar card or PAN card or bill. I can simply take a picture and ask Kruti to pay my bill. It will understand that, and with really high accuracy, it will be able to complete the task. With that, I will move on to the components within that. So we saw what kind of data it can ingest, what kind of modalities it can consume as well as generate. But to understand, to make it happen, it has to be agentic. And Krutrim is powered by agentic intelligence. By that, what it means is it uses a variety of agentic technologies as well as models and agents to make Kruti as an experience. So what we do is when a user comes up with a query or a task, Kruti will try to break it into smaller subtasks, and then we use agent-to-agent protocol to communicate among the agents, plan the agentic behavior, whether the agent should perform in a sequential manner or parallel manner. We also build MCPs or integrate MCPs. MCPs is basically model context protocol. So example, if you are a company which is a, let's say, e-commerce company, and if you want Kruti to leverage your data or build experiences around it, you will basically expose your APIs through MCPs. MCPs is the new version or new way of communicating with APIs, which makes AI to communicate with your database or any database. So that's what we do. We basically use MCPs and agent-to-agent protocol to bring and make an experience which Sunil just showed you. And within that, what we have done is that if you look at most of the existing agents or AIs right now, they are very rigid. Either they take a lot of time, 10 minutes to complete a task, or the accuracy is not high. But to do that, to address that, we have built a really sophisticated agentic experience. With that, we get to accuracy beyond 90% across use cases. I would like all of you to give it a spin today because we just launched it today. So I would love to try and give us a feedback. Along with that, this agentic behavior is not just limited to text, again, multimodal as well. As I just mentioned that if I take a picture of my bill and then ask Kruti to address it, to pay my bill, it will be able to understand and call all the relevant agents, which could include calling right MCPs and then complete the tasks. I'll walk you through an example of food. If I say to Kruti, hey, I'm looking for I'm hungry, it will understand the intent is food and then food ordering. It will showcase or find relevant restaurants. It understands that I prefer vegetarian, for example. It will find that relevant restaurant and then return it. And then there's an agent, which is ordering agent, which will communicate with me, fill my preferences. It could be any kind of item that I want to order to the cart, add to the cart. That happens, and beyond that, there is payment as well as delivery. And all of these agents work together to make this interaction possible. Because we're building for consumers, Kruti right now is for consumers, but we want to go beyond. In consumers, we definitely want to personalize. We want to provide recommendations which are relevant for the users. And to bring in, we bring in memory. Memory is basically a core component in AI assistant. We want to make it more and more personal. To do that, we bring in short-term memory and long-term memory. Short-term memory is basically if I come to Kruti and I'm searching for some smartphones, it knows my intent, and throughout my sessions which are relevant to that context, it will try to provide that information wherever it is relevant. And that's short-term memory. Long-term memory is because Kruti knows your pattern through either transactions, cabs, food, bill payments, etc., it knows what your preferences are. It will consume that, and it will build a profile for you. And with that, is used to build a more personalized experience as you communicate or interact with Kruti. We also bring in contextual nuances or relevant information. For example, if there's an event going on, IPL season going on, or Diwali or Holi, it will find relevant information or provide an experience which is accounting for that. And that all makes it a very personal assistant for you. We're also expanding Kruti. We built a framework or a platform, Kruti platform, as well as Kruti SDK. That's what is powering all the agents. The same platform as well as SDK will be exposed to developers. Right now, we have 4 or 5 agents, 4 to 5. If I call deep research or in-depth as well as an agent, which it is, then we have 5 agents right now. We want to go beyond. And if, let's say, if a company wants to, or if a developer wants to integrate their own assistant or their own experience within Kruti, could be finance, could be education, could be health, then you can simply use this SDK and bring your experiences within Kruti. Also, enterprises may want to build their own Krutis. For example, if I own IT company, or if I own e-commerce company, if I want to build a Kruti of my own for my employees or for my customers, we can actually use the same platform and build for my customers or my consumers. It's available in 11+ languages, as I mentioned. And we are
They said in the future, AI would make life easy. Meet Kruti, India's first AI assistant.
Order 2 chicken biryani and a mint lime juice from Medad.
Sure thing. Enjoy, Muddy.
Hey Kruti, take me to Koramangala Social.
India's first AI assistant.
I'd like to invite Navendu and Sunit back to the stage.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, that's all, folks. You know, just to recap, we obviously spoke about, you know, how we've built much better, you know, intent engine, all our agents. You've seen it all. So yeah, we are open for questions now.